Lieutenant General Nitin Kohli, thank you very much for joining us. We stay in the region of South Asia now, and Bangladesh's interim government has imposed a ban on all activities of the Awami League, the party of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The move comes under the country's Anti-Terrorism Act, as confirmed by Law Affairs Advisor Asif Nazrul. The ban will remain in place until the trial of the party and its leadership is completed over alleged involvement in the killings of hundreds of protesters during last year's uprising. The student wing, Bangladesh Chhatra League, has already been outlawed last October and labelled a terrorist organisation. The decision was taken by a cabinet led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, following weeks of student-led protests demanding action against the Awami League. Hasina was ousted after a 15-year rule and accused, along with senior party leaders, of murder and other crimes. The ICT Act has also been expanded to allow trials of political parties as collective entities. We are now joined by Shoaib Chowdhury, Bangladesh journalist located in Dhaka, to discuss this story further. Thank you very much for joining us, Shoaib. What are the legal and political implications of banning a major political party that was in power for 15 years under the Anti-Terrorism Act?
Thank you very much. You see, yesterday this Yunus regime, they have decided to ban Awami League, and the process has started amid protest by his own student coordinators and some jihadis and Islamist parties in the country. Their argument is that Awami League should not be allowed to be in politics in this country. Now, at the same time, immediately after this announcement of banning Awami League, there is pressure demand also to impose ban on Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP. It means Yunus is actually advancing his agenda of minusing two major political parties from this country. I would like to humbly inform you that Awami League and BNP is like, for example, Republican and Democratic Party in the US, or the Tory Party and the Labour Party in the UK, or in India, if you can say like INC and BJP. So they want to exclude both the major male political parties whose vote bank is out of 120 million voters, their vote bank is 90 million. So they want to actually exclude the people of Bangladesh, and Yunus has indicated that he is not willing to hold any election even in the nearest future. And I think now Bangladesh has entered into the era of Islamist fascism, what we call Islamofascism, where people are not, definitely people don't have any civil right in this country. You know that 266 journalists were sent to prison since August last year until today, and almost all of them are facing murder cases. In this world, in the whole world, we don't have a second instance where journalists are sent to the jail with murder cases. So I'd like to, in brief, tell that this is a beginning of a dark era in Bangladesh. It's not only Islamofascism, but it's a cruel dictatorship, a fascist rule. We can only compare it with Hitler's Nazi Germany. Bangladesh is going through that kind of period now.
Yes, and Shoaib, I just want to know, in what ways might this ban influence the upcoming elections and the overall political stability of Bangladesh?
You see now, as I have just stated that what is the agent of Yunus, and we know who is Yunus. He is planted in Bangladesh by the US deep state. and he has his own agendas. I mean, not his agenda, agenda of the US deep state, to turn Bangladesh into the new ground of war and jihadism. Similarly, they have done with the Iraq, with Libya, with Ukraine, and now it's Bangladesh. So it's a new playground of the US deep state. And to find out a way out of this situation, as I said, the US deep state is very much with Yunus. Unfortunately, European Union, UK, they also are with him because through Yunus, US, UK, and EU, they want to create a new avenue of empowering Arakan army and capture Myanmar and establish Western influence in Myanmar, kicking out China from that part of the world. So this is a massive international game, dirty game, going on in Bangladesh, which we have seen in the past in Pakistan. So Bangladesh is really witnessing that kind of situation at this moment.
Shoaib Chowdhury, thank you very much for joining us on the programme. We now move on to more news. Turkey